All right, let's talk about baking bread. We're going to get you from just trying a recipe to making loaves that look like they came straight from a professional bakery. And the best part? It's not about luck or having some kind of magic touch. It's about a simple three-step method that uses science to get it right every single time. So let me ask you something. Have you ever spent hours on a loaf of bread, followed all the instructions, only to pull something, well, kind of sad looking out of the oven? Yeah, we've all been there. It's probably the #1 frustration for home bakers.
I mean, this is what we're all after, isn't it? That perfect golden brown crust, the soft, airy inside, and that incredible smell that just fills up the whole house. That moment when you can say, yeah, I made that.
But let's be real, the reality is usually a whole lot of guesswork, right? You're poking the dough, wondering if it's rising enough, and spending hours waiting around only to get a loaf that's just, okay, it feels like you're rolling the dice.
Well, what if I told you that you could take all that guesswork, all that uncertainty, completely out of the equation? What if there was a repeatable process that gives you bakery-level results every single time you bake? That's exactly what we're about to break down.
Okay, let's get right into it. Step 1 is all about the foundation of your bread, the yeast. You have to get this right. Think of the yeast as the engine of your dough. If it doesn't start properly, you're not going anywhere. And just look at that. That is what happy, perfectly activated yeast looks like. The whole secret here is precision. It's about hitting that perfect temperature, not too hot, not too cold, to wake the yeast up and get it ready to work. When you do that, it starts producing CO2 gas right on schedule, which is what gives your bread that amazing lift. Now, this is so much more than just throwing yeast into warm water. We're talking about a method that's 90% more accurate than just winging it. Why? Because it knows that different types of yeast, like dry, instant, or even fresh yeast, all wake up a little differently. By using programs tailored to each one, you totally eliminate the risk of your yeast being sleepy or inactive. It's about building a strong dough from the very first minute.
So our yeast is wide awake and ready to party. That brings us to step 2, the rise, or what bakers call proofing. This is where the magic really starts to happen, and where precision gives us that light, airy texture we're all chasing.
See, a consistent, steady rise is absolutely critical. During this time, the gluten network in your dough is developing. It's kind of like building the scaffolding for your bread. A stable, controlled temperature lets that structure form perfectly, trapping all those wonderful gas bubbles from the yeast. That's what gives you incredible volume and a beautiful, open crumb. And here's something really important to remember. Not all flours are created equal. A dense, whole-grain flour needs a different environment to rise than a light, white flour. That's why having specialized programs is such a game changer. Whether you're making a classic white loaf, hearty whole grain, or even a tangy sourdough, the environment is perfectly optimized. This means you get a consistent rise and way more flavor every time. And honestly, the difference is just wow. You can see it right here. On the left, you've got a dough that's just kind of sitting there. But on the right, that dough is alive. It's full of air. It has amazing volume. It's just a night and day difference. And it's all thanks to that precision control. And now for my favorite part, the final step. This is the big secret that professional bakers use to get that incredible, crunchy, shiny crust. It's all about turning your home oven into a steam oven. And the secret is steam. And it's so much simpler than you'd think. By adding a bit of controlled steam right at the beginning of the bake, you keep the outside of the dough nice and moist. So why is that a big deal? Because it lets the dough expand to its absolute maximum, that's the oven spring, before the crust gets hard and sets.
So what does that steam actually do for you? Well, you get that much bigger rise, a crust that's super thin, super crispy, and beautifully golden brown, and a lighter texture inside. And you know what the best part is? You don't need a special $1,000 oven. This trick works in any regular home oven. So you've done all 3 steps. You've woken up your yeast perfectly. You've given your dough the perfect rise, and you've baked it with steam. What's the payoff? Let's break down the actual results, because they're pretty incredible. First up, time. This is a huge one. Instead of blocking off your entire day to bake, this method gets your dough ready for the oven in about an hour and 15 minutes. We're talking about saving 3 to 5 hours on every single bake. That's massive. Then there's the accuracy. A 90% increase. What does that actually mean? It means no more guessing if your yeast is working. It means no more wasted ingredients on a failed bake. It means you can trust that your dough is going to perform perfectly time after time. And maybe the most surprising benefit, this method isn't just about taste and texture. It's also about a healthier loaf. It's designed to preserve 100% of the natural enzymes and nutrients that are already in your flour. Let me show you what I mean. Yeah, this isn't just about a better tasting loaf. The precision actually leads to a healthier one. By keeping those natural vitamins and enzymes safe and by ensuring the fermentation is done just right, the bread becomes much easier for your body to digest, up to 35% easier in fact. And hey, don't think this is just for your standard loaf of bread. Oh no, think about pizza night. Imagine making perfect restaurant quality pizza dough, light, airy, with that amazing chew in just 2 hours. Game changer. Or what about your next barbecue? The same science gives you these beautiful, fluffy, golden brown burger buns that are strong enough to hold up to anything you pile on them. No more store-bought buns falling apart on you. This method gives you the confidence to tackle those bakes you've always been a little intimidated by, like this gorgeous artisan bread. When you take the guesswork out of it, complex suddenly becomes totally achievable and, more importantly, repeatable. And look, you don't have to take my word for it. This is what Dudu Outmazgeen had to say. He's a master pastry chef, a total legend in the baking world. He tried this method and was just blown away, saying it's exactly what every serious baker needs. That's a huge stamp of approval. So at the end of the day, this is all about taking the stress and the guesswork out of baking and bringing the joy back in. It's about focusing on the fun parts, the creativity, the delicious smells, and sharing amazing bread with people you care about. When you know every single batch is going to be a success, the only question left is, what are you going to bake next?